Hey everybody, Ryan Welcher here again with another edition of What's New for Developers. If you're not familiar with What's New for Developers, it's an article that comes out monthly over on the developer blog. You can find it at developer.wordpress.org/news, and it rounds up all the work that's landed in the past month across the WordPress and Gutenberg projects. Before we get into it, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit subscribe and give this video a like. It helps us out a lot to tell us that this is the kind of content that you want to see. Now, June was a big one. 7.0 just shipped, 7.1 testing is already underway, and there's a lot in here. So let's take a look at what's new for developers June 2026. As always, I'm not going to get to every single thing, so do yourself a favor and go and read the article and check out the table of contents. There's way more in there than I can cover. Alright, first up under the highlights, the media editor modal. As of Gutenberg 23.3, this is the default image editing experience now. So it's a dedicated modal, freeform crop, aspect ratio crop, flip, rotate, zoom, edit your metadata all in one place. They've been polishing it too. Aspect ratio controls on the mobile toolbar, swap the zoom slider out for buttons. This is a really cool one. But heads up, if your plugin touches image editing or reads image metadata after an edit, go test this with real images. The workflow your code was assuming might have changed. Next one's a pretty big deal. Client-side media processing is ready for testing. So normally, when you upload an image, the server generates all your thumbnail sizes. The idea here is to move that work into the browser instead. It's the VIPS image library compiled to WebAssembly, doing the sub sizes right there on the page, and falling back to the server if it can't. It covers the modern formats too, AVIF, WebP, HEIC, even GIF to video. And yes, it's GIF, not GIF. That's a hill I'm willing to die on. Couple of things to know. It's on in Chromium, off by default in Firefox and Safari right now, and it skips low memory devices. So if your plugin does anything with uploads, go test both paths and check the article for the full call for testing. Last highlight, collaborative editing. It didn't make it into 7.0, but the work is very much still going. And now there's an outreach effort kicking off to get it tested for 7.1. It's not production ready yet, but if your plugin stores editor state, uses meta boxes, or messes with save behavior, this is one to keep an eye on. Links are in the post if you want to get involved. Okay, moving on to the plugins and tools section, the big one here is React 19. So Core upgraded to React 19 and then backed it out. It got temporarily reverted in Gutenberg because a bunch of plugins were bundling React 18's JSX runtime helpers and they crashed. So the plan now is to do it incrementally for 7.1. But, and this is the thing, don't take the revert as don't worry about it, it's still coming. So this is your window. If you're still calling render or hydrate directly, those are going away. Unmount component at node needs replacing, and if you've still got a find DOM node lurking in there somewhere, and yeah, I've shipped a few of those, get rid of it. Also, you might want to check your ref callbacks too. If you import from the WordPress/element package instead of bundling your own React, you're already in good shape. Couple of quicker ones for the backend folks. The abilities API kept getting refined. There's lifecycle filters around running an ability, input and output validation filters, WP get abilities can be filtered now, and the REST schema got tightened up. So if you're poking around at abilities a month ago, go recheck trunk before you trust your old assumptions because some of it moved. And on PHP, they retired the beta support label. So to be clear, 6.9 and 7.0 fully support PHP 8.5. The minimum is still 7.0 and the recommended is still 8.3. If your CI or your docs are still treating 8.5 like it's experimental, it's not. There's a proposal open for extending Unicode support in email addresses, usernames, and slugs. And that touches functions like isEmail, sanitize email, and anti-spam bot. It's open for feedback right now, so if your plugin validates or stores emails, this is the time to weigh in and help shape it. And there's a new tutorial on the developer blog on building an image generation plugin with the WordPress AI client. Really nice feature detection pattern in there, checking whether a provider is even configured before you show any UI. Definitely go and have a look. Alright, under themes. This is a good one for theme authors. You can now set pseudo-states, so hover, focus, visited on a single block instance without it bleeding onto every instance of that block across the whole site. This has been a long time coming. And the responsive style states keep expanding. 23.3 adds responsive styles for layout on top of the responsive global block styles that landed in 23.2. So if you lean on theme.json presets or block supports, this is worth tracking. There's a bunch of smaller theme-facing block stuff too. Global styles got slug-based color selection. The home link block picked up some missing controls. Breadcrumbs now hides its separators from screen readers. And the image block stops squishing your images. Links are all in the article. And one you might want to be aware of is that 7.0 dropped the default post by author title attribute off author links and off WP list authors output. It's a small markup change, but if you've got tests comparing that output, they're going to fail. So go and check that one out. Okay, the Playground section. And look, WordPress Playground is one of my favorite things in the whole world, so I always look forward to this part. The big one first, WP Now is deprecated. The recommended path now is the Playground CLI. So if you reach for WP Now whenever you need a quick test site, or you've got scripts built around it, it's time to migrate. There's also a couple of new official guides, one on the version 3 PR preview GitHub action, and one on embedding runnable PHP examples with Playground snippets, which is super handy if you write tutorials. Saved sites and the sites API kept moving, so your browser-based sites are becoming actual persistent environments instead of throwaways. You can even load historical WordPress versions now. And there's more PHP.wasm work under the hood, including a guide on running PHP frameworks in Playground. There's a couple of user-facing things worth a mention. The customizable dashboard experiment picked up 5 new widgets plus some layout polish. Now we have site health, news, events, quick draft, and a site preview bar. It's still experimental, not a stable extension API yet, but if you build admin screens, watch where it's headed. There's a solid round of accessibility fixes across the editor and admin, contrast improvements, focus outline fixes on the front-end toolbar, and high contrast mode fixes. If you ship custom admin screens or editor panels, give them a pass with keyboard nav and high contrast on. And finally, the resources and news section. Over on the developer blog, there's that AI client image generation tutorial I mentioned. It's definitely worth a read. And if you want to follow where 7.1 is going, the post links out to Operation WP 7.1 and the call for volunteers. So if you've been thinking about contributing, that's your in. As always, the developer blog is looking for contributors. If you like sharing what you're building, go to developer.wordpress.org/news and find the How to Contribute section. This is a great way to give back and get your name in lights a little bit. And that's it. That's the end of what's new for developers for June 2026. Like I said, I didn't get to everything, so please go and read the full article. All the links are in there. Thanks again for hanging out with me and taking time out of your day to watch me ramble on about all this great developer stuff. My name's Ryan Welcher. I'm a developer advocate at Automattic, and if you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so we know we're making stuff you actually want to see. I'll see you all next month for July 2026. Thanks a lot,